Angeles. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor is joining me on a Wednesday. We are packed today. Brian Cox stops by. Rob Parker on the show. Nick Wright, Joel Klatt. Huge weekend of NFL football. Eagles-Giants is tomorrow on Thursday night. Joy, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. You know, in this business we have called the herd, the greater the player, LeBron James, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, the greater the coverage. We talk about you more. If you're not a great player, we tend not to talk about you unless you get into a controversial situation. But a guy that we talk about, and I'm putting my foot down, this is the last day I'm ever going to talk about him, I think, is Dez Bryant. So Jerry,
I think.
Yeah, I think. Something blows up, or he ends up on the Patriots. Okay, so Dez Bryant gets talked about a lot. Like a lot. By me, by Skip, by Shannon, by shows after us, last 5 years. A lot of talk. So Jerry Jones came out this week, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, biggest brand in the NFL, biggest brand in the world in professional football. And he said, you know, the thing in Dallas is we haven't had a true number one receiver for years. My definition, you know, like Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, and not a lot of guys around the NFL. We haven't had a guy like that for several years. Well, of course, Dez Bryant, who has no life and sits on Twitter all night, fired back several times. At first, he showed a little class, and then he did what Dez does. He freaks out, he gets emotional, and he goes on Twitter and says things that, you know, I'm the man, pay homage to the man. Here's the interesting thing about Dez Bryant. Does Dez Bryant realize if he was on like 30 other NFL teams, he'd be completely irrelevant? He would be. He would be completely irrelevant. The Dallas Cowboys made Dez Bryant. You put him on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who cares? We never talk about Mike Evans. Mike Evans today is better than Dez Bryant was at his peak. We never talk about Mike Evans. Only people who talk about Mike Evans are fantasy football fans. I mean, here's what's amazing. So I thought to myself this morning, let's take Dez's best years. He had 3 years where he was a legitimate number one playmaker. 3 years, 2012, 2013, 2014. So that was at his best. So if you take the greatest 7 or 8 wide receivers I've ever seen play, Jerry Rice, T.O., Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Harrison, I went and looked at all of them. On average, Jerry Rice, 12 great years. Maybe not his rookie year, maybe not his last year, 12 great years. Chris Carter, Randy Moss closer to 8, Marvin Harrison closer to 8, Calvin Johnson closer to 9. Calvin could have played 3 more years. The average for great receivers was 9 years. Dez Bryant was great for 3. If Dez Bryant was never a Dallas Cowboy, he'd be Mike Evans. And Mike Evans already has a better career and appears to have another 4 or 5 years of Pro Bowl level play. In fact, let me play a blind, we do blind resume once in a while. For our radio audience, I'll put Dez Bryant, player 1, player 2. These are the blind comparable stats. And it looks like pretty much the same guy. 530 catches, 8,000 yards, 3,000-yard seasons. And do you know who the players are? Dez Bryant is one of the players. Okay, he's one of the players. The other player is Mike Wallace. Did you even know he was on the Eagles? It's his 5th team. He's hurt again. On the Eagles, he's had 3 targets and officially no catches. If you look at Dez Bryant and Mike Wallace has had the better career. I don't remember ever talking about Mike Wallace on a radio or TV show. Mike Wallace, I think 60 Minutes. I don't even think football player. I think the old guy on 60 Minutes who passed away several years ago. Dez Bryant should count his lucky stars. He is the most over-discussed, over-hyped, over-tweeted, self-deluded player in the NFL over the last decade. For 3 years, he was pretty good. Mike Wallace was better. Mike Evans is better. We never bring them up. I don't know if he got a shoe deal. I don't know if he got endorsements. I don't know that much about Dez Bryant. But he should thank Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys every day that he's on shows like this. He's discussed on shows like this. I turn on the radio all the time and listen to sports radio guys. Dez Bryant's a topic. Mike Evans is never a topic. I mean, even among Bryants, there's Kobe Bryant, the Cubs' Chris Bryant, The former football coach Bear Bryant and Bryant Gumbel, they're more interesting and more productive than Des Bryant. So officially on this show, this is the last time I'm ever talking about Des Bryant, I think, unless he becomes a Patriot. It's incredible. Does this guy understand how lucky he was? He got Tony Romo, he got Jerry Jones, he got the star, he got Dallas, he got the brand, and he gave you Mike Wallace. It's incredible. Let me shift gears to this. From somebody who is overrated to somebody I think historically that's actually kind of underrated, LeBron James. I have never talked about the NBA in early October in my life. Not one time. The NBA season usually opens second, third week of October. I don't talk about it until like the Christmas games. You know, defenses are changing. There's a lot of experimenting first 2 months. Of course, it's all changing now because this is A-Rod to the Yankees. This would be like Tom Brady going to the Cowboys. LeBron James is going to the number one brand in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers. And tonight they're playing the Golden State Warriors in Vegas. It's an exhibition game. I'll watch 30, 40, well, okay, I'll watch the whole thing. And I would never do that before. But Klay Thompson, a member of the Warriors, his dad's a broadcaster for the Lakers, came out yesterday and he said, I think LeBron and the Lakers is actually pretty cool. San Francisco, L.A. have always had a rivalry. I think it's actually pretty cool. Adds a ton of interest to the league. I expect him to greatly improve the Lakers. They've obviously got a bunch of guys who are proven now. There's a moment in this article by Bleacher Report, though. For all of you doubters on LeBron and the Lakers, there is a line in this story that says, with a supporting cast of Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, Josh Hart, Lance Stevenson, the Lakers aren't that much better than the Cavs squad. Time out. Apparently this person's television doesn't work because he didn't watch the Cavs. I'm going to line up to you how much better the Lakers are than last year's Cavs team with LeBron that got to the finals. I'm going to line them up. So let's put Cleveland on the left, Lakers on the right. The best player for Cleveland, now that LeBron's gone, is Kevin Love, who now is not only on the back nine of his career. Kevin Love is an 18-point-a-game defensive liability. The Lakers' best player is Brandon Ingram, who's a significantly better defender, averaged 16.5 in his second year, and projects, if you look at his averages, to be a 22-point-a-game guy this year with LeBron. LeBron's already intimated, I'm going to get him the ball. The second best player for the Cavs no longer fits in the NBA, Tristan Thompson. He can't shoot. Sort of an issue in 2018. The Lakers' second best player is Kyle Kuzma, who has a rookie average 16 a game. His numbers should go up, because he'll be better. The third best Cavalier is George Hill. 11 points, 3 assists, career average. I'll say the Lakers' third best is Rondo. 11 points, 8.5 assists, passing's big for guards, and a much better defender. The fourth best Cav is J.R. Smith, I think, who's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but I do like him. He is fun and can shoot, but he may be the worst defensive player in the league. The fourth best player for the Lakers is KCP, a two-guard who's younger, longer, more athletic, hell of a defender, and right now every bit the shooter. All the Cav players are older and getting worse. All the Laker players are younger and getting better. I did not mention Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart, who Laker coaches, Doug Gottlieb told us yesterday, love both and project both as starters. Folks, if you think this team's going to struggle to get to 40 wins, you're out of your gourd. The Cavs without LeBron in the last 4 years, that's with Kevin Love, that was with Kyrie Irving, that was with J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver. Last 4 years without LeBron, they were 4-23 in the weaker East. The Lakers last year without LeBron and a bunch of babies, a bunch of kids, won 35 games in the significantly tougher Western Conference. This Laker roster is younger, more athletic, quicker, longer, significantly better defensively. You are out of your mind if you don't think this supporting cast for LeBron is better than that Cleveland supporting cast. Their best player is Kevin Love, who is not only on the back nine, I don't think Kevin Love's that far from retiring. If you listen to him talk, he'll go into broadcasting. I think Kevin Love is close to retiring. Brandon Ingram's got 10 years left. Kuzma's got 10. Lonzo's got 10. Josh Hart's got 10. KCP's got 8. So they play the Warriors tonight. It doesn't really mean anything. He is the number one player on the number one brand. But when I hear people doubting if this team's going to get to 40, 42 wins, he got the Cavs to the finals multiple years with Kyrie, without him. Or 4-23 without LeBron. Last 4 years, that was with Kyrie and Kevin Love. Lakers going to be just fine. Coming up next, the number in sports that is actually the most important and the least discussed, and why it's bad news for Aaron Rodgers. That's coming up next. We've talked about Simply Safe Home Security more than once. It's a great security system, $15 a month, created by college kids who got robbed, couldn't afford a nice security system, and so created their own. Over 2 million people now use Simply Safe to protect their home, their family, and their assets. It's around-the-clock professional monitoring. It protects against intruders, fires, leaks, and burst pipes. Power outage still works. Down Wi-Fi still works. Burglar smashes your keypad. No problem. Very intuitive, easy to use, minutes to set up. No contracts or hidden fees. Never has been with either. CNET, The Wirecutter, and PC Mag, all named Simply Safe, their top pick for home security. Order your Simply Safe system right now. Real easy. Protect your home, your fam, your assets. SimplySafeColin.com. SimplySafeColin.com.
Insurance that won't replace the full value of your new car? You're better off throwing your money right into the harbor.
I'm going to regret that. With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car.